Hi, welcome to week 5 of the More MOBA weekly recap. I am Corpusant. We have
some random emoji. Leviathan.
Here with you this week. We are here to wrap up key events that happened in League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, Paragon, Smite, and Dota 2 with you this week. Where shall we start off?
I think Dota 2 is a good spot.
Yeah.
Didn't do too much this week. A little bit.
Exciting.
Nuggets here and there.
Yeah. There was the SEA championships. I don't know what the special... There was a name for it. I was going to say majors, and that's not the word to use with Dota. It is not called a major. But it was a significant tournament.
It was smaller teams, though, because the big teams haven't fully reformed.
True, and it's also it was... A lot of people didn't want to travel to Southeast Asia to play these tournaments, but we did get to see some of the newly formed teams from the roster changes after TI.
Yes.
So,
it was good.
So what changed it? We have Team NP, what people are looking at, right?
Yes, MP, which is Owie 2000, Eternal Envy, 3 other players I can't remember.
Sure, but those are the big name guys.
Big names.
And we had the new Fnatic.
Yeah.
Which Demon...
Can't remember the rest.
Sammy Ho, yeah, is on that team.
Did Black join Fnatic? No.
No, but these are top 6 TI players in these teams. So everything, the eyes are on them. They want to see, with all these roster changes, how would they do?
Yeah.
And the answer was,
Well, I think especially once you had Team Secret buying out, the top 3 SEA players, and they all now technically are Europe because the organization's based out of there. It's I don't know. I feel like SEA is one of those regions that typically is the League of Legends area. That's their wheelhouse. Now, as Dota 2 is getting bigger, you have these new names coming up and teams that are just getting bought out, and it's neat. Yeah. More people are streaming.
Everyone's streaming. It's so great.
Yeah, it's nice.
For Dota 2?
Dota 2. Yeah, so still talking about Dota 2 for a little bit, but Arteezy is streaming again.
Yep.
Shamail was streaming a few weeks ago. One of my personal faves, Moo streams all the time.
He's streaming a lot, which he's now on Digital Chaos.
He was on Digital Chaos.
Complexity.
Complexity, yeah. Is that confirmed? I don't know if
Yeah,
that's confirmed.
no, it's confirmed.
Okay.
What's his name? Team captain.
Okay, cool. So I'm happy he has a team.
His tweet was "Cow goes ... Moo is the.
And Wagamama's on a team now. So if you're a frequent Dota follower on Twitch, he's a really good player. I don't think he's been on a team in recent history. He was previously. He comes from a country of great players. He's a Swedish player, right? I think he is.
He might be.
Yeah.
He's Eastern Europe.
No, I think he is. And again, a country of great players. But yeah, he has a team, so that's exciting.
Yeah. I think Dota didn't have that much this week. Until the teams reform. I think everybody's kind of waiting for that collapse of news to happen, and then kind of do that. League of Legends.
League of Legends, always the drama.
Always. They've been good about it, though. Every week it's a big story.
It's you think it's some sort of scheme to get attention or anything, but I don't think
it's working.
Yeah,
it's all about the scripts.
I mean, before that, though, World's Groups, which you had...
Yeah, so World's Groups came out, I believe, 1 or 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. So I'll just read it out for you guys here. So in Group A, we have Rocks Tigers, G2 Esports, CLG, and Albus Nox. Group B, we have Flash Wolves, SKT1, and I think that's One May, and Cloud9. Group C, we have Edward Gaming, AHQ Esports, H2K, and Int Esports. And then in Group D, we have TSM, Royal Never Give Up, Samsung Galaxy, and Splice. I think everyone's saying that Group G is going to be one of the toughest groups, as well as the Group B with SKT1.
I love how Samsung just flat out is oh yeah, our team name is Samsung Galaxy. But they're a good team, and I think SK Telecom is another team that it's just...
They've previously won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking it up the other day. They are... That team is the #1 League of Legends winnings team.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Which is pretty cool.
So I think most of the teams are in Korea now, just boot camping. Fun fact, I think Afromu is like the first person in NA to hit, what is it, Challenger or Masters in Korea.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. He was so low-key when I played years ago, really hardcore years ago, and that's when he first got into CLG.
Yeah.
He was really pushing, and is he still playing support?
Yeah, he's still playing support.
Okay.
He's a team captain of CLG, and he's grinding on
that's
solo
respect.
queue.
Yeah, respect to him.
Yeah.
So now I think we could go over to
G2 and Fnatic.
Yeah.
G2 and Fnatic.
Yeah. So I think G2 and Fnatic is the new this week's drama, where before it was players aren't paid enough and teams aren't paid enough. This week, it kind of on the same vein. Fnatic, I guess, got money from G2. Don't remember the exact circumstances of why. Do you remember?
No, I think it was like some part of shareholder. They had part money going back to Fnatic, and it was messy.
Yeah, and the teams both got warned, but what's kind of dirty about that is Renegades had the almost exact same scenario and got banned and completely taken out of...
there was a precedent set, and they decided not to just give him a slap on the wrist instead of saying, okay, you guys, you can't be in the tournament anymore.
Yeah.
Is it because it's a major tournament? It's Worlds? Or, I don't know.
It definitely leaves a lot of questions. I think... I mean, I've aired my grievances on it before, but they tend to take a heavy hand in some areas, and I don't want to say it's bias, but it almost feels
that way.
I mean, Monte Cristo had a bunch of...
We were talking about how they didn't really like him last week.
No, they didn't like him. They've made it very clear they don't want him in the scene. So his team gets banned out, and then the same thing happens a few weeks later, and the team that it happens to, it's like, don't do that again, guys. So, I don't know. Kind of a weird thing. No.
It's not a week without esports drama now.
No, it's been great.
From drama to drama.
Yeah, patch 6.81's coming out, that came out.
York?
The York patch.
Yeah, 6.81. Yeah, York.
The York patch.
Yeah, we played a few games the other day with York. He seems strong. AoE,
his prison move.
I was gonna say it's like a root, but not really. I guess you could move a little bit in that little ring, but yeah, AoE CC is always strong.
Always.
I was gonna say from team drama to team drama, we can move on to Smite.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to talk about anything else with League of Legends.
That's a great one.
That's it.
Smite. So Paradigm, #2 team in Europe. They came into this season, it was kind of a little bit of turmoil on the organization end. The owner of the team had investments in other games. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. He left. He left the organization to a woman based in Canada.
Yeah,
she's
a really cool person. There's a bunch of interviews I was listening to, but
she seems cool, but she's done. I mean, 2 of their major... So
managed 2 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is she was dealing with Paradigm, but she had an Australian team as well.
Well, so essentially the team wouldn't agree with her terms of the contract because they came into the season, she's like, okay, we wrote up a new contract. They didn't agree with the fact that she wouldn't tell them their money coming in before they got their cut. So they would get their cut and they would just have to accept that this is, 75%. And she took 100% from skin sales, which kind of was what happened before. Previously, their agreement was, I take 100% for skin sales, you guys get all your tournament winnings, which kind of made sense. Then they said, no, you get a $1 salary per month, 75% of... Well, yeah, I don't understand the significance. I guess there's some type of tax
It's probably
reasoning
a legal reason why you get paid $1 a month.
Yeah, so that, I don't know. And... you get 75% of your winnings. The organization takes 25%. The organization keeps 100% of skin sales. So they just couldn't come to an agreement. The team was like, we don't like this. The next set of games is coming up, and the organization, Paradigm, said, okay, look, if you don't sign it, we're forfeiting all your games. And the players were like, that's not cool. We're the number 2 team. Like, you can't just knock us out of our own, like... So they asked Hi-Rez to get involved. Hi-Rez took a look at the situation scenario and said, look, Paradigm, you're out. Players, you keep playing. You get to make your own team.
You keep your record and your standing. You're still number 2. You may not be called Paradigm anymore, but you're number 2.
Yeah, now they're Team Bipolar Method, or BM. Which is cool, but at the same time, it's very interesting. It's neat to see that type of, I don't want to say involvement from Hi-Rez, but I don't know what the right word for it would be.
It's really cool to see. I don't know your opinion, because we've talked about, Valve versus Riot for at least, the last few episodes, but now Hi-Rez is something that I respect a lot. To step in, it's a really risky move, especially when your peers haven't had to make the same decisions.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how company owners or team owners respond to this, whether they're going to pay their players or be more transparent with their players. But it sets precedent for other team owners to kind of, hey, Hi-Rez stepped in once, they could step in again for our team if we're not treating our players right.
But they're stepping in a good way. So I think the community's like, go Hi-Rez. They're not like, oh, Riot, why?
Well, and what was really interesting, reading through the comments on Reddit and places like that, finding out that Smite is actually a very lucrative game. Like, the players are paid typically better than League of Legends players, which, considering the audience difference, is staggering. Like, that's why I was looking at the esports earnings website. They are actually...
It's a really cool website. Like, we'll link it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll put it in the comments. It's crazy to see Dota 2 is just so
top 50 is all Dota 2.
Top 50. Then the next game is League of Legends, but only what's his name? Super famous player that he's a captain now, I think.
Faker?
Yes, Faker.
Okay.
Faker is the number 1 League of Legends player, but then it's all Dota 2 players again. And then there's Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike and StarCraft Brood Wars, of all things. That's the golden age of StarCraft.
Yeah, way back
now.
5-6 years ago. But it's neat. I think, especially based on the games that are coming out and the competition between these games, companies like Hi-Rez doing what they're doing now, it's great. It'll only set a precedence for better and better organizations and more maturity from everyone.
That's it. Because their decisions, and we talked about it, is how do we make our game last for the next few years? We have to think about how we're going to improve and how we're going to keep pushing esports. Mm-hmm. And Hi-Rez definitely has the right idea.
Yeah.
Kudos to them.
Paragon. New character.
Lieutenant...
Belica. Unconfirmed. We don't know exactly the pronunciation.
Not until Lore Lady tells me.
Yeah. She looks pretty neat. So, straight shot knock-up similar to... Was that Evelyn? No, who has the...
No. Straight shot knock-up.
Zarya?
Skill shot knock-up.
So it's a straight line that's like a bunch of like things that go and knocks them up.
I guess it's the same. I mean, it's just directional CC, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Directional CC. A little drone that sits in an area similar to Nether Ward
like
from...
Gadget?
No, because instead of waiting until somebody comes by, it's like Nether Ward for Pugna, where anybody who casts an ability...
She really abuses people from using skills.
Yeah. So her whole, she's going to be very good at ganking. Come in, set down this little thing where anytime somebody casts a spell, you take some damage. Then she can use her, knock-up CC. I can't remember her third move.
Dash?
No.
No movement?
No, she doesn't have any movement thing.
But
I don't remember.
I
just know her iconic ult. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be
very
good. Similar to Mana Break from Anti-Mage.
Yep.
And Dota, she punishes people based on the amount of remaining mana they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
is it more on the low end or more on the high end?
The less mana they have, the more damage they take.
Okay.
So, Seems cool. I mean, until we see her in action, it's kind of like Kalari. In theory, she sounds awesome, but in practice, she's way too nerfed.
I think you can push a character. I think the reason, like, stealth characters will always be on the bad side, no matter in what game. I can honestly say that. They're pretty much on the weaker side for a lot of reasons because it just wouldn't be fun to have a stealth OP character. Zeratul.
Teemo's never fun.
Teemo's never fun.
He's not even that strong, but yeah.
He can be.
Yeah.
He's like Goblin Techies, but with stealth. It's just terrible. They also have some new skins coming out, which are tremendous looking. If you haven't seen them, I'll try and include a link to that.
More than skin swaps, or palette swaps.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of palette swapping in that game.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the beginning of any game, right? Development time should be made for characters and items and things like that, not palette swap. Like, not skins. It's not their primary thing.
Yeah, now instead of green, she's red. But I mean, yeah, every MOBA does that to an extent. I mean, Heroes of the Storm, every character has that. But I think with this, it's really nice. Some of them are incredible looking. I'll try and put some pictures right here on the screen. So yeah, Paragon didn't have that much this week.
No.
I mean, new character, but...
We missed... I don't want to backtrack. We missed Odyssey skins.
For Smite?
For Smite.
We did miss Odyssey skins. We can go back to it.
Just I'll just skins.
Put it up at the top here instead of like reverse. So yeah, Odyssey.
Do you have any... I can't remember the exact details of it. They did it before. All the skins that were really limited and really awesome are coming back for a limited amount of time. And there's another questing system to unlock all the points or all the things necessary to unlock these skins. The capstone of this Odyssey is Anubis, of course, the winner of the player's choice.
It's expensive, though. It's like $75 if you want Anubis.
Yeah, all the skins are super expensive.
Yeah, because minimum you need to spend is like, because it's similar to Riot. It's like, oh, you want this many gems, it's $5, but that can't do anything. So
in-game currency price is a lot more than other. You get more in other games than you do in Smite, but I guess Smite is all cosmetics anyway, so you can buy all the gods for like $35 or $25 on sales. But so
it ends up
tough.
It ends up even with like League, because it's like, oh, $30 gets you every character, but $8, which isn't purchasable, is for a skin. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just their way of doing it.
Yeah, it's alright. It's a different monetary scheme.
And then Paragon, Smite.
Here's the Storm.
Here's the Storm.
Yeah.
It was an interesting week for them.
They had their Southeast Asian tournament. We're really bad at names here at More MOBA, apparently.
There's so many of them. We have how many? We've covered 5 games.
Yeah, that's true. Fair. But they had a major SEA tournament as well. Like, I feel like everyone has SEA news this year. Or right now this week. Because I feel like More MOBA Weekly Recap, Southeast Asian edition. Really interesting, because I've been, like, the last major tournament I really sat down and just watched was TI. And I was used to, like, 75-minute EGE home games. Like, this is real. This is 75-minute games of Dota. And then I transitioned to Heroes of the Storm, and Naventic, this NA team that is really... Remember Zuna from League of Legends?
Yeah.
He's like the captain of Naventic in Heroes of the Storm. He just sits there just like, he's just like a war drum. He just yells. Like, that's what Zuna's known him. For. But his team is so aggressive and really cool to watch. They were forcing 8-minute base races.
Wow.
Like, they drafted this composition with Tyrael, who's really strong right now, and Lieutenant Morales with the medic, right? And one of her ult is a drop ship where she can put everyone in the ship and then transport them somewhere else. They would just like rush the enemy team down. They would win fights with early advantage and just rush their towers down, and it's crazy. Like, 8-minute games.
I think
8
that
to like
is
15. 15 is like normal for Heroes of the Storm because the game starts like the objectives start winning the game at that point.
Yeah, I like how fast Heroes of the Storm is. At the same time, it's so different. It's hard to, I don't want to say adjust, but I feel like I get lost easier because I'm like, whoa, wait, whoa.
There's so much information coming at you, and you're just like,
it's definitely up to the
training.
casters to really hone that in, because you think about 8 minutes in League of Legends or Dota is the laning phase. 8 minutes is a whole game of Heroes of the Storm.
I don't think creeps spawn until like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, my creeps have spawned, and in meanwhile, this game, the game's over.
Yeah.
First dragon spawn. Oh wait, no, game over.
Game over. Who needs it? No. That was really cool.
Braxis.
Braxis is... I mean, the details of Braxis have come out.
Yes. The map has been shown. The camps have been shown.
Braxis is the first StarCraft-themed map in Heroes of the Storm.
Super exciting. I've always loved when they come out with, like, when they came out with Diablo maps, I was super pumped. I love the themed maps, and when they come out with World of Warcraft, I'm sure I will play those maps. The War Song Gulch will be...
They have a lot of lore. I mean, they have a lot of lore to base off of, and everyone's like, why do you keep making World of Warcraft characters? And it's like, there is a wealth of information and a lot of characters to pull from in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and I mean, StarCraft has 3 factions, 2-ish games,
right?
3, 4, 5, 6 sub games, but I think here's
it's also like character diversity, right? You have humans, you have aliens, one space alien, you have second space alien. Whereas you have elves versus Taurens we haven't seen, Nagas we haven't seen.
There's ETCs.
Oh, well, yeah.
Goblins. Wait, no, there is a goblin.
Well, I'm just saying, like, in terms of different races,
Yeah.
right? There's so many different types of races and character designs you can do. Whereas StarCraft, you have humans, aliens, or aliens.
Yeah.
Or hybrid aliens. So, you know.
Hybrid alien. Alien. One of the things I didn't put in the notes, but I saw Tempo Storm's captain wrote a whole post about what he needs to see in Heroes of the Storm, and I thought it was really interesting. I didn't know. Did you see it?
Moon ready.
Maybe.
Moon something.
Hey.
Definitely. I was about to say Moon Meander, but that's Dota. Like,
That is Dota.
yeah. It was like pros and cons of the competitive scene. He was really questioning the pick ban system.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a potential disadvantage to first pick in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
Because depending on, and this is awful, this is a thing that like Dota doesn't suffer from, but this whole metagame system where maybe, like, let's say if 3 characters are playable, like there's 3 top picks in the meta, and there's only 1 ban on each side, what's going to happen is one gets banned, the other gets banned, and first pick gets the third one. But let's say there's 5 that's viable. Then 1, 2 gets banned, there's 3 left. First team gets to pick 1, second team gets to pick both the other ones. So depending on that, there's math behind it in the post, but there could be a very disadvantage in getting first pick, especially in some of the regions where loser of the first game gets to pick the second map. So not only do they get the better characters in the first game, meaning they're probably gonna they can really finagle it to keep chaining wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I especially I had no idea that the different regions played so differently. Like, NA does similar to Dota, where it's like everybody gets an organization, you show up for tournaments, cool. SEA and Europe are league style, where here's our teams, we pay you this amount, you distribute it to your team, and come to our tournaments when they're there. So it's just kind of like a weird...
It's not homogeneous. It's not the same experience you get. And I think
No,
that's a
and
problem.
North America's best of, or 2 out of 3. Europe is 3 out of 5, I think, or something like that, where it's just like a weird...
It's not uniform.
It's not uniform, and I think he brings up a lot of valid points. The system needs to be improved if they want esports to continue for Heroes.
Heroes of the Storm, absolutely.
I don't know.
I think that's all we have for this week, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys want to say goodbye?
Adios.
Yeah. No, so
Sorry, I was like...
Until next time.
Until next time. So this is moremoba.com. There are typically 3 lanes, 2 jungles, but only 1 website for MOBA news. That's moremoba.com.
That's us.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.